Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome back, Slackers. What's going on, guys?
What it do, fam? What's good?
Not much, baby boy. It's Slack episode 56. We back in the building. Another Tuesday, fine evening. Welcome back, Slackers. As always, it's your boy Strizzy in the building. To my left, I got my boy.
Hey, Dub. How's everybody doing? Man, we're gonna have another edition of the Slac Express tonight because the Lakers are starting right now or pretty soon. So we want to get to that. I want to get to that personally. We know that's important to a lot of people. So we're still going to hit what we do what we do. Welcome everybody from YouTube and Facebook too, joining in.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to interact as we go through this. But yeah, I think it's time. I think let's get it popping.
Let's get it popping.
Yo,
let's go, G.
Man, Say Like a Champ, episode 56. What's good, everybody? What's good, my boy Strizzy?
What's going on, man? We got people mobbing up already. What's up, Eric? Let's get our co-host in, man. Let's get our co-host in.
Yeah, absolutely. We got the lovely Miss Myra May San Diego. What's good?
What's up, Slackers?
Man, we're in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Where in the world this week?
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Myra May San Diego.
What up,
Our boy super producer is not with us yet, but he should be joining us very shortly. What's up, Angel Perez? What's up, Anthony Wesson? What's good, everybody? We appreciate you guys joining in.
As always.
On the Slac Express.
Sure. Let's get it.
September 22nd already, episode 56. Wow. Okay. We do have a lot to go through, so we're going to go ahead and get it popping with our NFL talk. Let me get this branding right so we can do it official. Let's get it. What's up next?
Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Tune to NFL talk.
Let's get it.
Oh, man. Okay. What a weekend it was in the NFL.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry. You know me. I got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys comeback win. That was incredible, insane. We strap up every week. We get on that roller coaster. We don't know what kind of ride it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? and this was a big ride. You know what I'm saying? My heart barely made it, but at the end, they came through. That was a great game. It got to be the game of the week, I think. That was crazy. So, also, as Anthony Weston is checking in already, too, lots of injuries in the week 2. I got a couple of them listed out right here. Of course, Saquon Barkley, Joey Bosa, Cam Sutton for the Broncos, Irvin for the Seahawks, all out for the year. Then we have CMC, Drew Lock, P.S. Jimmy, Raheem Mostert, and Tyrod Taylor all out. Probably for at least a couple weeks. They're all different, but not for the season yet. So yeah, that was a big thing. And I'm wondering, I just want to get your guys' quick take. Is preseason have anything to do with this? This is kind of the rumblings potentially. What do you guys think?
I don't know. They say a lot of times that a lot of people were saying that the preseason has a big reason to do with this. I don't know if I buy into that necessarily. It's football. It's a physical sport. Injuries are going to happen all the time, period. I don't think not having a preseason is going to determine whether or not I turn my ACL. You know what I'm saying? It does help with the ramp up, you know what I mean? Kind of get the body going and stuff like that. But I don't know if I necessarily say that, preseason having it or not having it is what's going to determine whether or not you end up with, injuries like this, especially because a lot of these players are all their starters, their first string players, and most of them only play like a series to 4 total over the 4 weeks of preseason. So
true.
Not to me, I'd say no, but I can understand why some people would say yes.
Myra, how do you feel?
I agree with Strizzy. Sorry, guys. I had to be like, link in bio. Check this out on all my social media platforms.
Brother Eric did say, too, we need more people on the YouTube. We appreciate that, Brother Eric.
Yeah.
Thank you. I agree with Strizzy, especially because of the point he brought up. Like, your first string players are not even playing preseason. They're in for a couple series. They're out the game. It's more work for your second string and on just to kind of solidify roster spots. We know football is physical, and Saquon's injury, amongst a bunch of other people's injuries, is very unfortunate, but it's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can never predict when an injury is going to happen. I mean, hell, he could have torn his ACL in preseason. So I don't think not having a preseason is any sort of ramifications for the injuries that are occurring right now. So I don't agree with the whole hype of the injuries are because we didn't have a preseason.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I think Anthony Weston is kind of with y'all. He says preseason is mostly for undrafted guys to get opportunity, and rookies. Vets don't need much work.
Right.
Unc says maybe preseason helps the body adjust, and I'm kind of along those lines. I agree with what you guys are saying, and definitely the stars don't play a lot, but one thing is at least they're in camp a little bit longer. Maybe it wasn't necessarily not having preseason games, but just the camp experience was different because usually they have a little bit longer period to kind of work themselves up before they're really going. And I think this year a lot of people took it easy, and then week one, they just went full throttle. So it is tough, but it is easier for us to say, it is kind of simple for us to try to link the two together. That being the case this year. But like you guys said, it can happen anytime, and injuries do happen every year. So
for sure.
I mean, I'm thinking about myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tore my damn MCL at the gym, like doing a typical normal squat that I would normally do. So, I mean, it's just wear and tear on the body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I walk into the gym every day. I do the exact same movement. It's just wear and tear on the body. I did feel bad about Saquon and an ACL because me having an MCL tear this year, like, I'm still recovering. So I can't even imagine having to recover for a football game. I thought it was very interesting that on his social media page, he deleted everything but left a picture of Kobe Bryant, basically the Mamba mentality, and, his story is still to be told. So I'm rooting for Saquon, Saquads. I mean, I wish him the best on the recovery. Injuries are tough, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, shout out to our boy. Shout out to the boy Quadzilla. I actually agree with Anthony Weston. He just put up and said two games max needed. I completely agree with that. I think 2 games max for preseason, in my opinion, is probably what those guys need. It's kind of like a ramp up. Like you said, like, you're in shape, but you're not always in game shape. And I think those 2 preseason games could actually help ramp you up into the regular season. While we're on injuries, I kind of want to touch on my boy a little bit. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey. I'm actually kind of glad that a high ankle sprain is the worst injury. Exactly, the worst injury that he's seen all season. And honestly, with him being basically like the most utilized player in the NFL over the last 2 seasons, with us playing as bad as we are, the break might do him some good, to be honest with you. So it sucks that he's injured because we love seeing him out there. He's so good. I think we've scored 5 touchdowns this season. He's responsible for 4 of them. He's responsible for 4 of them. So we lose our biggest offensive piece. But honestly, I'm kind of glad to see him kind of get a little bit of a break while our team kind of figures out what we need to figure out. So it's kind of, for me as a Panther fan, it's a blessing in disguise, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
What is his potential timeout? Have they given an estimated time?
4 to
6 to 8 weeks. Oh, 4 to 6. Okay.
Yeah, 4 to 6. But he's trying to come back before that.
What's up? Welcoming in super producer Matt Marcus. What's
what
good?
What do, my guy?
What's going on, man?
I hope they don't rush his injury, especially because a high ankle sprain is one of those injuries that, like, you don't really know how healed it is until you have to plant and cut, especially him being a running back. So, the Panthers are struggling quite a bit. And so I would hope that they took the time to allow him to rest up and just come back when he's really ready.
Yeah, and Christian McCaffrey is a freak of nature, man. There aren't a lot of players that take care of their bodies the way he does, and that's one of his biggest things. I don't think he'll rush himself back, but I can honestly see him being back closer to the 4-week timetable rather than the 6-week, because he's still really young as well. You heal a little bit faster the younger you are. You know what I'm saying? So his first real injury in football. You know what I mean? So I think he'll bounce back. He'll be all right.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. All right. Well, I think I want us to each get into maybe like a game we like this week real quick before we kind of move on. But before that, I do want to announce the results of our Pick'em Week League. So it's crazy. It was a comeback on Monday night, but Mr. MW3 Pops Marvelous actually ended up winning week 2 with a 14-2 record. Trevor was in the lead, and if the Saints would have won, Trevor would have been 15-1. But the Saints did lose. So the Raiders won, and it was a 14-2 tie, and my Pops won on the tiebreaker. So that was an interesting week. I think everybody did pretty good though. How'd y'all fare in the pick'em?
I think I missed 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with me. I was in 3rd place. I miscalled 3 games, but I'm gonna brag on my 3rd place because that means I was ahead of y'all. So.
I think a lot of people were up there, kind of in that range too.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I was like 12-4. I think I definitely got. I started off Thursday wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but I did pick the Raiders, so that kind of helped me last night.
Same.
What's up, Stephanie Washington?
What up, Steph?
Welcome. How about them boys? I'm sure you were excited on Sunday. And big win for the Raiders too. Big win for Las Vegas last night too. And that's the game I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. I don't know if y'all had a chance to watch the game. I did need Darren Waller to come through with me on my fantasy, so that worked out really well. And also Drew Brees, man, he still looks like a little suspect. So we'll see how that does. But I was happy that the Raiders got that win.
You love to see it. You love to see it. At least I love to see it. I think in my division, I think the Saints are my most hated team. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Just for whatever reason, they're the team that I hate the most. And part of it's the players. I don't know why. Just the players sometimes just get under my nerves a little bit. They're the biggest whiners of the NFC, and I think that's what bothers me. But man, it was a big comeback for the Raiders. They played really, really well. I'm with A-Dub. I think Drew Brees looks really suspect. His arm is just honestly not what it used to be. So I think they're going to rely on like everybody on this team. I think Taysom Hill is going to come in a little bit more. They're going to need a lot more from Alvin Kamara on the rushing side of the ball, and we'll see how they fare. You know, they look even in week 1, they honestly didn't look very good. So we'll see. Raiders played well. Glad to get that first win at home.
Let's just talk about their football stadium. It was phenomenal. Like all the video, all the footage outside the stadium, it's amazing. I would love to catch a game there. For me, it was like a huge comeback. I know watching the first half, I'm like, wow, like it was pretty much even. I know right before the half, the Saints were up. The Raiders were driving, certain things happened there. We watched, my kids and I are like calling bets, like, you think they're going to score right now? So we watched through the game. So it really was a good comeback for the Raiders. I really like what Gruden's doing there with the coaching style. And who would have thought that the Raiders would be 2-0 to start off the season? So really good comeback game for them. I did call the Saints on this one, so I took this game as an L. But it was a great game. It was a great game.
Definitely. Marcus, you feeling it?
Yeah, man. I think the same thing as them, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting excited about watching the Cardinals, man. The Cardinals look like a different team. So I think Kyler Murray, he's that guy, man. So they kind of excited. They got Nuke in there and stuff, and the defense is pretty good. So I think the Cardinals looking pretty good, man. Still early though, so
right.
Yeah,
that was definitely a surprising thing. I think on everybody in our group picked the Cardinals to win, which is like one of those things that you wouldn't normally see in past years, but I do think they're coming. I do think they're exciting.
I agree with that. I think it's pretty cool too to see like receivers making a push for their quarterbacks already for MVP. I'm like, it's week 2. We got the push for Russell Wilson being MVP, and then we got the push from the Cardinals receivers pushing for Kyler Murray to be MVP. So I think it's super cool. Kyler Murray did some amazing things during this game. His moving on the run, passing on the run, he looked really well. He looks really comfortable with his receiving core and behind that line. So I'm pretty impressed. I mean, what is he, year 2?
Yeah.
What is it, year too for Kyler Murray. And I'm really impressed for the fact that when he initially was drafted, there was so much critique on his height, the fact that he's 5'10", his line is significantly bigger than him, that would decrease his view or sight for the field. So I'm really impressed with what he looks like at week 2. It's still early, but to see the Cardinals 2-0 is impressive. I'm a fan of Nuke, so definitely watching the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm gonna play. I mean, I agree with everything that Mara just said, but I also want to play a little bit of devil's advocate. I hate the fact that Kyler Murray is constantly on the run. He's on the run in almost every single play. He has no time to really throw the ball, and that's going to be kind of dangerous. You know what I mean? Because he's not a very big guy. He's short arms and short legs. Lucky for him, he is as fast as he is.
But he's not taking on his though. He goes down like Russell Wilson, so I think he'd be all right.
Yeah,
a lot of those runs too are designed for him to run too. If you look at him,
gives him the option.
No, yeah. I'd say the ones that are designed for him, yeah, but it's the offensive line just isn't holding up. He's having to run even when he's not supposed to. So that's kind of where I'm getting at. But again, they look amazing. In my opinion, I think the NFC West is probably one of the deepest divisions this year. If the Cardinals can maintain it between them, the Rams, who knows what's going to happen with the 49ers, but they'll pull through. Their defense is still good. They're still well coached. They still have a pretty well balanced run game. Right. And it's unfortunate too because I think Richard Sherman is also out for a little while as well, isn't he? Yeah. So their defense, their defense is hurting, especially on that line. I think they're missing like 3 guys right now or something like that on the line. So,
but then the last team in that division too, though, the Seahawks. You got the Seahawks too.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
which is a good segue, though. I do want to hear what you guys think about that Patriots Seahawks game. I do want to talk about that real quick.
That's the game that I wanted to talk about for sure.
That was a terrible play at the end. I think they should have put somebody going in the corner of the end zone, you know, because that's easy. Tight end. They all even are a fullback because they all knew what they was going to do. So I think also Cam, he should have went maybe out more. I think he had a chance. He could have stretched it out a little bit if he would kind of run toward the end of the end zone. Yeah. But he just went straight up, and that was an easy tackle for them.
The funny thing is when you got a healthy Cam and you're within the 3-yard line of the touchdown, everybody knows who the ball's going to go to. So in my opinion, I'm with Marcus. They should have stretched to the corner of the end zone, maybe rolled out to the right and hit at the tight end. They did it earlier in the game. The tight end was wide open. I mean, it was like he could have underhand threw it to him and it would have got to him. Yeah. And I think they really would have thrown the Seahawks off if they would have gone tight end instead of an option run for Cam. But the game was phenomenal. Cam looked amazing. I'm happy to see him playing the way he's playing, dude.
He's accurate. He's throwing the ball really good.
Right. So here's the funny thing too, and I'm not just saying this kind of Cam bias. Cam's down the field accuracy is a little. What's the word I'm looking for?
Inconsistent, or
yeah, inconsistent because he's never really had anyone to throw to. You know what I mean? Like so many drop passes downfield from guys like Funches and Kelvin Benjamin and stuff like that. I mean, when we went to the Super Bowl, our best wide receiver was Ted Ginn Jr. Literally, that was our best receiver.
And he was basically a punt returner, so.
And he is very, very known for also dropping passes deep. So, you know what I mean? You see dudes like Edelman, like who just are money every time. Like he was throwing the ball well downfield. He looked great, man. Like Marcus was saying, super accurate. They're starting to open up the offense for him a lot more as he continues to grow within the offense, the playbook. So it was just a great game. I said it last week that the battles between Russell Wilson and Cam are always great ones, man. And they did not disappoint Sunday night either.
Edelman is a beast. He still show people he's a monster.
It doesn't matter.
He was tired. I think he was tired towards the end, but that dude, small as he is, the catches he make, it's just like, how does he do that, man? So
yeah,
I'm a big fan of that guy, man.
Yeah. Harry looked good too, actually. Harry's starting to emerge a little bit. I know there's a lot of questions for him last year, with Tom, but he's actually he looked really good yesterday too. He caught a couple third down passes and kept the chains moving for the Patriots.
I didn't know that the Patriots could have got DJ Metcalf instead of Harry. Is that true?
I don't remember who
they
was.
Said they kind of the commentator was talking about that. I'm like, I don't remember that happened like that because
Harry, you know what? He did last though. DK Metcalf lasted like farther than he was supposed to.
Because Harry was the last pick of the first round.
True,
right. I remember that. So I was like, wow, it happened like that. Because DK Metcalf, I thought he was overrated, but that dude, he's good. Because Gilmore to me is the best corner in the league, and he was killing him.
He was bullying him too. Did you see?
Yeah. So I can only imagine next week he gonna have 4 touchdowns. Because if Gilmore couldn't do nothing with him,
right. Yeah, that's definitely tough.
Trouble, man. But I did want to say one thing too. Another game I like to see was the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chargers quarterback, he's gonna be good. Like I know he was on do something, but I ain't like this soon. Like he seemed relaxed out there. He seemed free. So when he gets some healthy guys out there, I think Mike Williams not healthy, but when him and he got Kenny Allen. Right. He's gonna be something to work with. That's gonna be a nice little quarterback in the that AFC.
I agree, and I was actually excited to see him start, but I didn't hear about the injury to Tyrod until after I saw him starting. So I thought they had just like thrown him in there. But
Tyrod Taylor, I think he really knew what was happening. He just
he knows.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to downplay his thing what happened, but at the end of the day, I think he just wanted that guy like let him play. I think he knew like let me go ahead and play.
Me and Trevor were talking about this. As we know, our boy Trevor, he's a Chargers fan, and we were like, when we were talking about it, I was like, I didn't even know when Herbert got in. Then I found out that Tyrod Taylor hurt himself or a chest injury pre-game or something like that. But I'm with you. And the funny thing is, with this game, whether Mike Williams is healthy or not, dude, he spread that ball around to everybody. Everybody got a chance to touch the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, from jump, first series,
Tyrod Taylor was trying to throw him under the bus. I think it backfired because I know he's not gonna start no more.
Right, that's it.
It's a wrap. Like I'm gonna mess him up. Yeah,
Tyrod wanted out of the way. Yeah.
Herbert looked great though.
I was really impressed by Herbert's play. His transition to the league was almost like seamless. Like Strizzy said, the way he spread out the ball across the field, I think it was much more competitive with Herbert leading the offense than it would have been with Tyrod Taylor. So he looks great.
And he can run a little bit too. He ran for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And like you all said, like I agree with you all. I think this pushes Tyrod Taylor to the position we knew he was, which is a second string quarterback. Mm-hmm. So when he comes back from the injury, I think they're going to go with the young gun and make it happen there. He looked great in the second.
Well, Trevor says Lynn is saying he's going to stick with Tyrod. So
no, he's not. Stop it,
He
sound good.
Sound good. Yeah.
Sound good.
The only thing I want to say real quick though is that the Chiefs defense is not exactly world beaters, but I do think he did great, and I do want to see how that progresses as people get more tape on him and things like that. But he did step in and do great, and you can see why he was picked where he was for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. They almost took the Super Bowl chance, man.
But also the game plan, running the ball, keeping the ball. That's how you have to beat the Chiefs.
For sure.
All right.
One thing I kind of wanted to rewind back, just because we talked about the Cam Newton and Russell Wilson game. It's absolutely amazing to see the way Russell Wilson is playing. And I found out that, of course, he's getting like league minimum on his contract, right? So he got like a $550,000 signing bonus, but his contract is minimum. But he gets incentives that could push his contract up to $7.5 million. So I think Cam Newton is going to play his ass off to get that incentive pay. And then I was like looking at other quarterbacks that are getting paid more than Cam Newton this year. I mean, right before him is Marcus Mariota. Like there's 25 other quarterbacks getting paid more than Cam Newton this year. So to see his play in comparison to his pay, I really hope he capitalizes on all of those incentives.
True, but you have to remember too, the Panthers are still paying him like $19 million. So
not hurting.
And he knew what situation he was going into, and he wanted to put himself in a good position like this so he can hit him again next year. So that's cool.
It's comparable to me to kind of like Carmelo's situation. It was like, let me just grab on a team who's going to take a chance on me and let me prove to you guys what I still have in the tank. So I don't think even Cam was expecting a big contract. He just wanted to be able to prove that he can still play in this league. So which so far so good, out of 2 weeks. So
And another thing, to play under Bill Belichick, like what more do you want? Like the dude is a mastermind when it comes to the playbook and the offense. So I think this is a good opportunity for Cam Newton to, show what he still has. So
for sure. All right, I think that wraps up NFL talk. We will do our week 3 picks on Thursday. So watch out for that show. I think we'll do it at 3:30 Pacific, like we did last time. That should be legit.
Another thing is Slacker interaction on their picks on our story tomorrow. So we'll put up a poll on each one of the games tomorrow on our Slack page. So Slackers, go onto our Slack page and just make your prediction. So we'll use that for our Thursday show based off of pick percentage.
We'll see what temperature we got going out there. So
definitely.
All right, let's hit it. All right. So we know for NBA talk, we know the Lakers game is on right now. We do want to talk about real quick that Sunday buzzer beater. If y'all want to talk about that, AD got the Lakers to that second game win with that last second shot. That was pretty dope in the Mamba jerseys.
That was super dope.
After the Cowboys game earlier, I was like, man, I'm in heaven. Like,
I know you had a good day for sure.
Yeah. But what do y'all think though? So did AD prove he's ready or what?
I mean, has he not already?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
Anthony's stupid. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying though. But yeah, I know with AD, a lot of criticism has come with kind of like his, can he carry a team? Can he, a lot of what ifs and cannies have followed AD over the last maybe 2-3 seasons. And I think he has been great for them. You know what I mean? I think we all kind of knew that AD was going to thrive in this series. You know what I mean? And he's definitely doing so. So far, he's been the man. You know what I mean? Like he's been killing it. It's been the AD show over the last couple games. So hopefully it continues.
Go ahead, Marcus.
No, you go ahead. You can go ahead.
For me, it was a great shot. You get to a spot, you take the jumper, and you live by the shot, or you die by the shot. You know what I'm saying? It was a great shot taken by him. The defense was kind of off on him. It was perfect for a buzzer beater. The release looked good. The follow through looked good. I mean, we were just anticipating that to go in as the light went around the rim that time was up. And that's what you expect out of somebody that you pay that much. I mean, if you expect him to come in and be your 1-2 punch, I mean, that's what you expect from that from that type of player. So did AD prove himself? I mean, he's been doing well. So, it's a great game. Great to have a buzzer beater there at the end. So I think he did great.
Marcus?
I don't think it proved nothing. I don't think it proved that he's the guy. 'Cause I still don't think he's the guy yet. I still think he could do more. Like I want to see a 50-piece, 45-piece from him, especially this series. So I think, but honestly, you never seen a guy that big come off a real like that and take the ball and shoot it like that. It was a great shot. I think it was cool, but I still don't think it. I think it's still LeBron's team. So I want to see. I think maybe next year if he plays do a little more, it could be his team, but still LeBron's team. So I still think he's the second best player on the team.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Marcus. And that's kind of how I'm kind of hard on people too. But it's like he did do a great job stepping up. He scored the last 10 points. He hit that shot. That was phenomenal. But during the course of the game, I want to see him really make things easier on himself, score early, score in bunches, and just like dominate the game, like totally. But that was dope in the clutch, and I'll take it. And I'm hoping the Lakers just kind of take this as a moment, be like, all right, Denver, that was your chance. Let's move on with this foolishness. So
that's kind of how I feel too. I kind of feel like that. I feel like that was like their chance. So, and I feel like that's as close as they're gonna get. If I'm being completely honest, but we'll see. I don't want to jinx your boys. You know what I mean? But
right.
I feel like they got this series kind of under control. So we'll see.
Well, with that being said, let's talk about the other series. Heat versus Celtics. It's 2-1. The Celtics did win Game 3, and then they had a little extra couple nights off. Strizzy, how you feeling?
I'm still feeling pretty good. You know what I mean? Jimmy kind of said it best. It's not fun playing down. You know what I mean? And the Celtics are too good of a team for us to constantly think that we're just going to come back in the fourth quarter every single time and steal one from them. So, you know, they came in, they got their lead, they kept it. And, that's exactly what they wanted to do. It's exactly what they were kind of fighting about over the game two loss. So hopefully the Miami comes back this time around and, you know, kind of gets their head out of their butts real quick and be like, you know what? We can't keep playing this team down like this and hoping we're going to come back. They're too good for that. They're well coached. You know, they're going to make adjustments. So this isn't like the Bucks series, you know what I mean? Unfortunately. So, you know, we got to take this team seriously. Otherwise, we're going to end up going home too.
Yeah, I ain't going home.
For me, after we heard all the buzz after game 2 of what was going on in the Celtics locker room, you knew they were going to come back with some type of fire, with some type of charge, in which they did. This game 3, they were totally in control the entire game. And, you know, like Strizzy said, playing behind the 8 ball, playing from a deficit of points is always pressure on that team. I really think Miami needs to come in hot and play their basketball. Game 1 and game 2, they looked phenomenal. I'm going to agree with Strizzy on this and Marcus, as he alluded to. And I'm saying, you know, the Heat are going to pull through on this series, and we'll see them in the NBA championships.
Wait a minute. You said we. You said we going to see them. How is it we?
We, the viewers, the spectators.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about your team or something. I'm like, you a Laker fan now? I mean,
about the Heat.
I'm just messing with you, Mara. I'm just messing.
I will say this too.
Mara is a LeBron fan.
I'm a LeBron fan and I'm a Jimmy Butler fan.
No. You can't be a LeBron fan.
This man?
You can't be a LeBron fan and Clipper fan. They don't mix.
No, you can. It's like fantasy basketball. You definitely pick the players that are going to get you more points. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. And I've stood up for LeBron against the LeBron haters here. So, yeah, I'm a LeBron fan. I like LeBron. We graduated the same year. We graduated together.
I don't hate
LeBron. I think we all did.
Just give him a little bit of slack every once in a while. But one thing I will say too, though, is like as much as great as Jimmy's been throughout the entire playoffs, I do want to see him get more involved offensively early. That's another thing that I'm kind of been bothered with lately is he waits for the fourth quarter to kind of try to come alive. And I think we need a little bit more scoring prowess from, you know, quarters 1 through 3 as well. So great defensive player. He gets to the basket so easily, but I'd love to see him kind of finish a little bit more instead of dishing out. I understand we have great 3-point shooters, but what's really been killing, you know, everybody from, you know, the Pacers to the Bucks to the Celtics is how often Jimmy's been able to get to the free throw line, and he wasn't really able to do that in game 3. So just want to kind of see Jimmy get back on course to being Jimmy that we've seen over these last other 2 series, and I think we'll be okay.
I love Jimmy's personality. Like the whole mic'd up thing with Jimmy Butler was absolutely hilarious. Like I would just like to kick it with him one day and just laugh. Like he's just goofy. So
he does seem like a fun guy for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. One other thing in the news, Billy Donovan was hired by the Bulls because we are keeping an eye on the coaching carousel. So that's another spot filled. The Pelicans, Sixers, Rockets, and OKC are still waiting for new coaches. So do y'all have any thoughts on that immediately? We can talk about that all summer, really, honestly, too.
You know, I think after he departed with OKC, you know, he already had something in the works. So I just kind of feel like it fit well for him there. Like the pieces fell well for him there. That's what I wanted to say. And he's got some good young kids there. So it's just about how he develops them and how his scheme fits those players' abilities. So we shall see what happens with the Bulls.
For sure.
Marcus, what do you think? Any thoughts?
I'm waiting. That team ain't gonna do that. I want to see like the Rockets and other teams get
see where everybody settles. Yeah,
for sure.
Me too. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what I will say though is like I think it's a pretty good pick for the Chicago Bulls as the OKC Thunder were also a really kind of young team coming up in the making. So I was really impressed to kind of see what they were able to do with that team. You know, kind of post Westbrook with Chris Paul at the helm this year. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Chris Paul on the Bulls upcoming up, but you know him being used to a young team, hopefully he can make something happen. They have a lot of talent.
the young kid with the big hair. What's his name? Kobe White. What's his name?
Yeah, Kobe White.
Yeah.
They definitely got talent for sure. So yeah, we'll see. I do want to figure out where everybody lands and kind of see how the landscape is. Yeah. Another thing we didn't talk about is Giannis did win his second MVP. I don't think we've been together yet.
No, yeah.
That's another thing we can kind of talk about, but initially, I'm not excited about that.
What was your thought? I agree with LeBron. LeBron came out and he said he was very disappointed. He got 16 first place votes. Like, what the hell more do you want of this man? It's year 17. His statistics speak for itself. Giannis got both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Like,
I wonder if they did that like during the regular season. I don't know. I don't think they did it during the bubble because it don't make sense. So I think they probably did that earlier or something. That's probably
it's a regular season award. So what they're going to look at is they're going to look at what he did in the regular season, the record that they ended off with. Like that's what they're looking at. Unfortunately, you know what I mean. Like me personally, I think LeBron should have taken it. In my opinion,
I think it says voter fatigue.
Right. But it's been a little while since he's won one. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know.
I just want to know, like, who is these people who put in these votes? Like, what is your credentials to pick MVP? Like, or what criteria did you look at?
That's the thing. Everybody can create their own criteria, though.
Yeah.
Once they get the vote.
If you go by numbers, his numbers is better. So if they go by numbers, I could see it. But
yeah.
Right. That's what it is. They do. They go by numbers and regular season wins. So
it was the best record in the league too at the time.
Yeah, I mean, regular season. Okay, I feel y'all on that, like regular season, but at the same time, like holistically speaking, like that's MVP. Like I think that should be an award that you carry on into the playoffs. Like you cannot just carry that into regular season. I mean that's.
Kobe played 20 years. He only got one. So
right, it's just one of those things. Yeah. I don't know.
We all know at the end of the day. We all know what the thing is.
It's like Giannis said. Like, don't call me MVP until I'm an NBA champion.
Whatever he
wasn't saying that stuff last year when he won MVP.
He took it. So
he did say it last year too. He said it last year too.
Oh, he did.
Like, yeah, he did say it last year too. But like. I don't like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't call me MVP until I win a championship. He did say something very similar to this last year, but
we'll never call me MVP. Stay in the Bucks because it ain't happening.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of what he said on that. Like, dude, you won the award, accept it. Be happy about it or whatever. But you didn't win a championship this year. But like, that's got more to say about maybe you, the team, and the coaching staff or whatever. Like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that.
I didn't like the fact that he got 2 awards. And it's not even like a participation trophy that somebody else should have gotten it. But I don't think one person should get 2 awards of that magnitude. I think there should be some type of like stipulation.
You want to change all the rules.
If you won one, because we had talked about it ourselves, like, okay, Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year. Definitely LeBron's going to win MVP. And then the fact that Giannis got both of them.
Right.
So it didn't sit well with me.
No, I feel you. All right. I think that's good for NBA talk. One thing we will discuss next week, we'll gather information about this, but for NBA talk next week, I want to ask y'all, should the Clippers just run it back as is and try to re-sign their guys, or should they just consider something else? And
run it back.
And then we'll also talk about the draft coming up because that is coming up October 16th. So we'll hit those topics next week, but for now we'll keep it moving to other sports.
Yeah.
So what's next again?
Other sports?
Oh yeah, other sports. Okay, so not
not basketball. We did that already.
Oh, okay, like hockey.
Yeah, like hockey. Feel me?
Okay, like baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Like soccer, right?
There we go.
Like soccer.
Like other sports. All right. So before we get too deep into other sports, I actually want to go back and talk about something Trevor missed. I think Trevor missed the beginning part where we did talk about this. He asked, where is it? He asked about the pick'em. So Trevor My dad actually won the pick'em. The tiebreaker worked out where he actually won because of the Monday Night Football score. He picked the Raiders, and he had the Raiders over the Saints, and the score was closer than the score that you had for the Saints over the Raiders. That's how Yahoo makes it work or whatever. So you were very close. I had a Padres playoff shirt picked out for you already, but your boy Drew Brees let you down. So that's how it goes. For other sports talk, it's already the last week of baseball, so we'll use that as a little segue. The Padres did clinch, so shout out to Trevor's squad. A lot of teams are clinching, but there's still some spots up for grabs in this last week, so we'll see how that works out.
Yankees
and then,
right now.
Yeah, the Yankees are on now. And the teams, though, they will be flying into the bubble starting next Tuesday. So It's crazy. Stanley Cup final, it's 1-1. Dallas Stars versus Tampa Bay Lightning. I think that's going to be a back and forth, like we said, high scoring. Nothing really crazy there, though. College football, I wanted to talk about Deion taking the Jackson State job and see what your guys' thoughts were that. I don't know if you guys saw the little thumbnail for the show, but I had him and his lady on there. He made a heck of an entrance.
Yeah, he did.
What do y'all think about that?
I
think he planned that or Jackson State planned that. Who you think?
Probably both. Probably like, let's do it good, yeah.
Do it big. I feel like it's showtime, maybe. Like I feel like that's exactly what almost what you were expecting. You know what I mean? The only thing would have been better if he would have rolled up in a helicopter. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm happy for him. You know, I think he's been wanting to do coaching for a little while now, so I'm glad that he's finally getting a shot. So it should be interesting, man. I think he's going to be a great players coach who's going to be able to mentor these not just players but these young men. So I'm excited to see him see what he does.
I hope he. I'm happy he went to like a HBCU. If I said that right, not a main college. I think he's an okay coach, but I don't think he's like a coach. So I think this would be a good start for him. Maybe get started there.
Agreed.
And then move on from there. I think he'll do well.
I definitely think that's what the idea is behind him starting at Jackson State. I definitely think it's a stepping stone for him to get his feet wet in the coaching side of it. And just that execution, you know, from player to coach, now executing those plays and those calls. Jackson State gave him the opportunity. We definitely know where he wants to end up at his alma mater. So I think this is definitely a stepping stone for him. And they will be looking his way just off of his name. He's Deion Sanders. He played there. What better way to make your football program successful or just have that attention on it by having one of your former players coach them? So I really think it's a stepping stone to move forward.
No, I totally agree. I think I could see him being at Florida State, I say within 3 years. And just the recruitment alone would be a big thing. Yeah. So, but I think this is great, though, because he's doing it in the right way and he's putting attention where he wants to right now. And like you guys all said, getting his start where the stakes aren't exactly the same and where he can still have a big impact. So I love it personally. I'm excited for that.
I love how he's he has matured now, like from the typical Deion that we saw, like primetime Deion, to who he's matured now of like this spiritual like leader. I agree with Strizzy. He's going to be a great mentor. He's going to be a great players coach. So I'm excited to see what he does at Jackson State. Yeah.
And then other college football news, SEC starts this weekend. You know, I'm excited. Georgia is starting off at Arkansas. I'll be all the way in. And they're also using contract tracing the bracelets or whatever that the NFL used. Yeah. So we'll see how that works out for the SEC. They got a little bit deeper pockets so they can do things like that. But I still could see colleges like ignoring testing or trying to cover stuff up if they're going to have to forfeit games. Like, because if you have that contract tracing and like an O lineman gets it, how is like not every O lineman out? Like you'd have to. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. I just hope that so far so good on college football. A lot of teams have been playing and there hasn't been cancellations. So we'll keep it moving like that and hopefully it's all good.
Yep.
Speaking of that, I think it was interesting to see the NFL's report on coronavirus testing and new coronavirus cases. I think, I can't recall the number, but it was a substantial number, thousands, tens of thousands of tests that they had administered, and there was only like 5 new cases. So that's great for the NFL. And they were not just testing players, but also staff and team personnel. So that's great, for the game. So hopefully that continues. Hopefully they figure out a way to keep that under control so we can not have cancellations. Another thing we didn't talk about during the NFL segment was coaches who did not wear their masks were fined by the NFL. Pete Carroll was fined. Who else was fined?
Vrabel, I think. Yeah, that's a good point. There was like 3 at least that they said. I think they were each fined $100K, and then the team.
Yeah, it was a pretty penny.
They said Gruden and Peyton will get fined too because they did the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're with their players though, and I don't know. I guess it's for the look or whatever.
I mean,
for the look.
We know after week 1, our boy Andy Reid was struggling with the face shield and the fog and
he got the ventilation system now.
He got a new one, so I
love it. You might as well go in there like Darth Vader, man.
Right? Bane.
But if it's open at the bottom, though, don't that defeat the purpose, or no?
No, because supposedly it's based off of like spit or.
But how does it protect him, though?
But I'm saying it's open at the bottom, though.
Because
But it can still just go into the air, like
the orifices that they're supposed to go into is covered with that shield. I just said orifices. Did y'all like that?
Dr. Myra back on the scene. All right. Last thing for other sports, Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin are teaming up to start a NASCAR Cup Series team. Yeah. And for next year, and Bubba Wallace is going to be the driver. So what do y'all think about this?
Super exciting.
I don't understand some of it though. Like I said, a team. So it's going to be like Jordan branding on everything, or is that different?
No, yeah, so Jordan will be the lead sponsor. Every NASCAR driver has a team behind them, like either Hendrick Motorsports or Roush Racing, or right now, Bubba Wallace is on Petty Motorsports for this year, and they can have basically they have their garage and they can have 2, 3, 4 cars or whatever, and that's their team. But this is just going to be a 1-car team for now, and I'm thinking too. There's no 23 in the Cup Series, so I think it even might be car 23. They haven't said that yet, but we'll see what's up with that. It should be cool, but yeah, it's going to be Jordan branding, sponsored or whatever. And it's cool that he teamed up with Denny Hamlin because Denny Hamlin's actually on Team Jordan. He has Jordan sponsors on his suit and everything. So,
but then Jordan, I don't think it was NASCAR, but then he had some other kind of race car thing he was sponsoring too, like drag racing or something.
I'm not sure. I mean.
Yeah, he had something else, but I don't think it was NASCAR he was involved with.
I mean,
like a boat or something, maybe?
No, it was with some racing something, cars or trucks or something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. If you're not first, you're last.
But we'll see how it is. But I will say this: I'm excited, like it seems everybody else is, and I think it is a good thing. But Bubba's got to get his act together and get back to competing like he was when he was at the lower level. And I'm glad that they came out and basically are putting a team around him. But I do still wonder if he would have had a job if not for this, them just creating this opportunity for him. So
yeah,
I just got to be honest, man. I want to see some wins.
For real, it's good. Yeah.
So, Strizzy going to get into NASCAR?
I might, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might. I mean, I've actually been to a couple of NASCAR races, honestly.
I can't do it. So look at me. I ain't doing it.
We'll see. But I am very interested in it. You know what I mean? I think this is a really big deal. It's going to help also to get a lot, more other people of color, in my opinion, to probably come over and watch a little bit more. You know what I mean? Which is something that I know that they've struggled with in the past and something they'd like to actually do. So I like the changes that they're making and that they're they're trying to make these changes. You know what I mean? They could just as easily be like, nah, we're good. We're going to stick to what we're used to and move forward from there. So you love to see it.
All right. I think with that, I think it's time for Myra to take the helm real quick and give us a this or that challenge.
I'm going to throw a wrench before we jump into this or that.
Oh, no shirt gang. What it do?
So we didn't talk about it at the end of NFL, but we can talk about it now. Let's talk about our fantasy football because all four of us are in a league together. So what was your highs and your lows this week with your team?
I went 3-0.
Okay, bye.
Oh, Marcus, what happened?
Have a great time, guys.
I don't want to
Thanks,
talk
man.
about it. Go ahead, y'all talk about it.
So he X's himself out. I took a win this week. I took a loss my first week, so I'm actually 1-1. Yeah, Strizzy, I saw that. You're 2-0 in my league. But my team came to play. I scored 212 points overall this week. That was like phenomenal. My highs were definitely Aaron Jones, the running back for Green Bay Packers. He had 45 points by himself. Dak Prescott dropped 39 points this week. I had Kelsey drop 24. Y'all, I had Josh Allen on my bench with 34 points. Like, my whole team came to play.
Who you have starting quarterback?
Dak.
Oh, okay.
The only ones who didn't come to play was my defense. San Francisco was trash. They only gave me 5 points, and I had Tampa Bay defense on my bench with 14 points. So I love my bestie, but I kicked her ass, and she's not happy with me right now. So
Jesse,
who was that?
I took Jesse out this week.
Oh,
that's funny. That's what's up. So I see how you wanted to talk about it since you did well. You didn't want to talk about fantasy last week at all. So
but we had talked about it. We had talked about it prior to last week that we were going to talk about this fantasy league since all four of us were in it. So I didn't just talk about it because I did well. I admitted I took a L week 1, taking some accountability. So
a little bit of a coincidence. We'll see if you want to talk about it next week too.
We can talk about it.
No, I'm doing good too. I'm actually 2-0 in your league as well. So I'm ready for a showdown with Strizzy soon. Hopefully, we'll see what's up.
Let's get it. Alex is actually my only loss. I think I'm games I'm 5-1, and that's in my league. I think that you beat me in. I think.
Yeah, I'm actually 6-0. I'm in 3 leagues and I'm 6-0, which was pretty. It was dicey for a second there though because I needed Darren Waller to score like 25 points last night, and he came through.
Dude went off. He went off.
That was dope. But I know I don't get fooled by this fantasy stuff. You know, it's just week 2. This ain't really nothing. We'll see how it goes. And Marcus, you're gonna be right back up in there. No worries.
I've been taking L's. I'm in 3 leagues. I ain't won yet. I lost today on my trying to get the Xbox and stuff. So I've been in Club Shay Shay taking L's all these time, boy.
It'll turn around, trust me.
We hope so.
The Cowboys won. That was positive.
Yeah. But so that's what you want your this or that to be? Fantasy? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not a this or that. Fantasy football was part of other sports.
Got you.
Y'all ready?
All right.
So what is a better comparison? Donovan Mitchell is like Dwayne Wade, or Luka Doncic is like Larry Bird?
Luka is like Larry Bird.
Luka like Bird.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell ain't close.
Yeah, I agree. That's my boy.
I don't. Yeah, I think Luka. He gonna be up there. I think he has a better. But Donovan Mitchell is cool, but I won't compare him to Dwayne Wade. I don't think their style is even the same. But I take Luka, Larry Bird.
Votes coming in for Luka as well. I think I'm gonna have to lean Luka as well, and not just the skin color, but just because their game and how they can get their team going, and then hitting the threes. Obviously, Larry Bird didn't shoot a lot, but he shot a lot for his day, and you can hit him like that sweet. Yeah. So. And Donovan Mitchell, I think he's cool, but I don't know if I'm just getting too old or not. But some of these young people, I can't get excited about these new players the same way everybody else does. Like, I gotta see it, man. I gotta wait for it.
I'm with y'all. I'm like, I mean, he cool, but I don't know. I just don't get excited for him. You know what I mean? Like, to me, he doesn't necessarily do anything. I'm just like, oh yeah, like Donovan Mitchell, like the best at that, or you know what I'm saying? Like he's got decent athleticism, he's got an okay jumper when he's hot. You know what I mean? Like he's not like the best defender. Like I don't know. I just feel like Dwayne Wade excelled in so many things when he first got into the league. You know what I mean? And
I think Donovan Mitchell came out of nowhere. I don't think people expect him to jump where he's at right now. But other than that, the Dwayne Wade thing, that's kind of hard. Dwayne Wade was a special player, so he won his third year or his fourth year
with the broken down Shaq.
Yeah. So I think Donovan Mitchell got to do that, and I don't think that's going to happen. So
unless he teams up with somebody, I see him probably going shipless his career.
Charles Barkley-ish.
You know that hurts my heart when you bring that up. Don't bring that up.
Sorry, the truth hurts sometimes. But I'm going to agree with you all on the comparison. I definitely compare Luka to Larry Bird. I think that is a better comparison, especially because of the perimeter shooting. If Larry Bird played in this era, I think he would play very similar to Luka, executing that shot on the perimeter. So I think that's a better comparison.
I got this or that now since you bring that up with Charles Barkley. So I'm going to say, would you rather... I guess you rather in the name of it with this or that. What would you take a championship or you take a Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame, because a million people have championships and there's only so many seats in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like you said, there's a lot of people who have a bunch of championships that probably don't deserve to, or probably won't be in the Hall of Fame.
Somebody wins it every year, so
for sure. It's like Robert Horry's got 7 rings. You know, do I think Robert Horry is one of the best players of all time? No.
That's like old boy from Golden State Warriors. He got 2 there with Golden State, and then got traded to the Raptors and collected 1 with the Raptors without ever really playing. So I agree with that. I'd rather take Hall of Fame because you're elected by a group of people who thought your skills deemed you to be a Hall of Famer. So I would go with Hall of Fame.
Well, let me say this. Would you take 4 championships or Hall of Fame?
Tougher, but I still think Hall of Fame. I can't still name somebody like that's a bench player that's got 4 that we never heard of.
It's funny.
I'm saying you don't have to be a bench player. Say you one of the top players, like you're Klay Thompson or something.
But if you're Klay Thompson, you got 4 rings, and you're probably going to get in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame as well.
I was going to say when you say that,
so right now you think Klay's in there? I don't think he's in there.
I think so. I think over the longevity of his career, if he continues to play the way he's been playing, at some point, yeah.
Well, I'm saying, so he would never get another championship. He's still in there?
Yes. Klay Thompson?
I'm saying maybe in his career, yeah, but right now he's not in there. Steph is in there, but I don't think Klay's in there yet.
Well, yeah, right now, but he still has a lot of basketball.
No, but that's why I said right now. Steph is in there right now, right or wrong?
Yeah, he is. So you want to be Luke Walton? Whoever said
Luke Walton was nice though.
Yeah, Luke Walton was nice.
Right.
I love Luke Walton, so I don't know, but that is a tougher draw for sure. I think. To say if you have 4 rings or getting in the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Fame still is like you're enshrined, like you ain't going nowhere.
I just keep all I keep hearing in my head is the theme song of Married with Children. You can't have one without the other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's so many players who have gotten into the Hall of Fame, you know what I mean, because of their championship rings. You know what I mean? Like,
there's I don't know. Adam Morrison.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll
Marcus,
see.
which side are you on?
Oh, I'm Hall of Fame all the way. I don't care about no championships. Because my boy Perk told me one time, like, he said, you could believe it you want to. These people, we don't play for championship rings. We play for the money. So at the end of the day, they want the money anyway more than they want the rings. So, because money don't last longer than the rings. So, after he told me that, I kind of go with that. But like Tracy McGrady, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he not yet. I think he got in too soon. So some people get in too soon. Like that is, you know.
I agree with you on that. I think we talked about this a while ago, Marcus, how we were saying that we didn't think that Tracy McGrady was a Hall of Famer. So I agree with you on that. NBA Hall of Fame is so much based on stats, whereas like the NFL Hall of Fame is stats, but like they talk about rings so much, a championship so much more in the NFL than they do like stature sometimes. So
yeah, like Grant Hill, I think he should get in because it's his college. You know, even though he didn't have a great NBA career, but he had a great college career. So I think he had, but Tracy McGrady
impact on the game.
Yeah, college coaches get in too, so yeah, why not?
I mean, saying, but Tracy McGrady didn't even go to college, so I'm like, how he got in so fast? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story, and I know we're live and people are watching, but it's okay, it doesn't matter, right?
Maybe what you trying to say?
Talking about championship rings. No, take me off. Let me get back to the board. So talking about championship rings, y'all sat there and y'all are like, championship rings don't last. And I'm sitting here chuckling because so I went through a divorce, right? And in my divorce decree, it was written that anything left in my house was my possession. So my children's father had 2 championship rings, and I'm like, rings. So I sold them.
Not getting your business too much, but what kind of championship rings? Like NBA championship rings, or like
NBA G League championship ring.
Oh, okay.
And an arena football championship ring.
Dang. And you didn't do nothing with it? You just threw them away?
No, I sold them.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
They were in my possession. So championship rings don't last.
So I guess you're right then, is what you're saying?
Yeah, right. They don't.
Yeah. That's funny, though.
Thank you very much. Oh, Lord.
To answer Trevor's question, I think James Jones has 3 rings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got 2 in Miami with LeBron, and then he went to the Cavs and won with LeBron.
All right. Well, dang. Okay. I think that's a double this or that, double whammy.
Absolutely.
And we got into a nice little debate on there. For final say real quick, I am going to shout out somebody who hooked us up with some new artwork.
Don't forget about your guests.
Oh my gosh, look at your dude on the couch.
Oh yeah. Our guest today is Experiment 626.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was called something else.
That's its favorite.
Oh, so what did you call it?
Experiment 626. I never say anything by the right name, but that's his that was what his code name was or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like his alien name,
yeah, that was he was an experiment.
Yeah, that's his lab name, we should say, yeah.
Yeah.
Lilo gave him the Stitch name.
Right. But all right, this is for A Little Artwork on Instagram, A_little_artwork. She hooked it up with the package, and this is actually something that some of you guys might have seen, but I think I'll open it up right here, and we'll see what's in it together with our Slack friends and family. Try not to show both sides because it has my address on the other side. But so,
for real,
we have the hand-drawn logo. Stay like a champ, Kansas City Royals inspired. And so this logo you might have seen already. We kind of have made a digital version of it. But she mailed out the real deal copies. And then this is the other one. This one is Chicago White Sox inspired Slac initials. So
I like that.
Big shout out to her. She's very reasonable, and she did this hand drawn. It looks dope. I don't know. It's hard to kind of tell, but
No, we can see them. That's tight, dude. That's so sick.
So I got the original copies here. We got the digital copies moving. So that's what's up. Big shout out to her. Check her out. Hit her up. We'll have to put something on our Instagram for her too. So that was a little final say for this week. Anything else you guys want to talk about real quick before I go watch this Lakers game?
No, I'm itching, ready to get back to this game.
Make sure you guys tune in next Thursday, this Thursday with us as we go over our pick'em picks this Thursday. Join us, make your picks as we go. Shout out to Eric. He went through every pick with us last week. And then if you're not already, as we always tell you, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We know Facebook is, a little bit easier, but we definitely want to get people moved over to the YouTube side of things as much as we can. Obviously we can't force you. That's also not our goal, but we do want to get things moving a little bit more on our YouTube channel. Get that watch time up as much as we can. So,
who should I put on the thumbnail for this week's Pick'em show? You guys want to see anybody on there? I always try to pick a couple NFL stars to put them on there.
I'm super biased right now with the Cowboys. So.
Should I put Greg DeLeg?
I like the rookie, man. CeeDee Lamb had a good game.
He did.
CeeDee Lamb had a good game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll definitely be putting something together for that. We'll get that posted out. Like Strizzy said, look forward to that. We'll put the reminders out and all that.
And also interact with our page tomorrow as we'll be putting up the games of the week. So you guys can give us your insight, and we'll also take a look at those percentages and talk about them during our You Pick 'em show on Thursday.
Dope. All right. Is that it? Strizzy, anything else to add? Strizzy, what's going on TikTok real quick? Give us a TikTok update.
Man, I don't know. I'm like this close to like 8,000 people now, or something like that. I'm like trying to get to 10,000. Once I get to 10,000, I can join the creators fund and start monetizing. So
Nice.
start getting paid per view per post.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully that keeps going. It's increasing every single day. Just having a lot of fun with it, man. Working on kind of like my own personal branding, so I can start really kind of focusing on like merchandising and stuff like that. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me, a ton of people reaching out to me as far as wanting to see merchandise for kind of like my niche and stuff we've been working on. So it's been fun, dude. Like I love doing it. It's entirely too fun trying to stay creative. I have been posting to reels a lot more too. I posted a couple of videos to the Say Like a Champ reels as well. Some videos that we've already done. I want to make some more so we can kind of get some more views toward the page itself as well there too. So check our reels out. I'm trying to do as much to the sports podcast as I do with my own. So keep rocking with us. And as always, man, we appreciate and love you guys for rocking with us as much as you guys do, man. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Can't say it enough for sure. So I guess with that being said, that was Say Like a Champ episode 56. For all of our slackers out there, I am A-Dub.
It's your boy Shizzy.
It's your girl, Myra May.
And as always, Taco Tuesday.
And you say the